Hey guys, welcome back to another analysis. So today is Wednesday, and I think it's only right for me to break down the markets for you and see how you guys can trade the incoming interest rates. CPI just came out. That's what I want to cover. It's a bit of a technical mixed with fundamental analysis. I took some trades and I had some trades running from Monday, and I want to do a recap of what happened, what I'm expecting, and why I took those trades. And it's quite interesting because I want to teach you guys what I'm doing today. I never do analysis on Wednesday. I find it too late. Week has already gone. Markets are about to already finish certain moves or starting to turn in the opposite direction. But I think it's important to be able to talk about a couple of things that have been happening in the markets, including interest rates, inflation, and how they're going to affect the markets, not just in the short term, but in the long term. So if you use these ideas that I'm going to share with you, sooner or later you can come and refer back to this video and say what Caleb was saying was actually had some points, okay? Not with the 100%. I never believe in anything 100%, like what I say is what will happen. No. I do it with a bit of what we say, strong opinions weakly held, okay? So if you have an opinion, believe in it, but also have it weakly held, in that if anything happens in the market, you're always open-minded to change direction, change bias, and all that. So just a quick one. Hope you're able to watch this video just before interest rates come out later on today. So interest rates are coming out at 9 p.m. So let's look at first data. Okay, what happened in the markets? Now, this is what happened in the markets. You can see inflation today came out lower than expected. And today at night at 9 p.m., we have interest rates coming out from the Federal Reserve and what they expect. Now, I want you to pay attention to something. Now, look, I had some analysis. So let me show you. I wanted to do this video actually today morning and prepare you guys so that you can catch some trades on CPI and all that. But I had some classes, I was busy, didn't get time. But still, interest rates are along the way. Still can get some opportunity. Now, I want to talk about a couple of stuff. In my analysis today morning, okay, you can see my overall look on the dollar. Okay, all eyes on the dollar. This is what I'm waiting for. This was earlier today morning. So let me show you that and show you the proof so that you know it was in the morning and not now. So you can see I took a screenshot here at 9:55, just before London open. Okay, now if I take you a bit aback on my daily market analysis, okay, now if you come on Monday, my top picks was buying cable. Okay, now for those who know, I normally trade 3 pairs. A lot of you already know, but I'll come and do another video of why I'm also starting to incorporate many more pairs into my market analysis, and also I'll show you why. I'll tell you the reason why, but for today, let's talk about fundamentals of the news, okay? So I had this entry, and I took some entry around here, okay? Now, pay attention to inflation, interest rates, both on Wednesday as a major. So when I started the week, I was paying attention to this. So I came and got an entry on GU sometime a bit lower, okay? So if you come, let me look, narrative of the day. I got that entry same day, have a couple of pairs I'm looking at, but if you look at GBP USD, so here, so I was looking for this was early in the morning. Later on, markets came a bit down, they're coming lower, and then I got an entry after this close, okay? So I was looking for markets to come and retest this level. Now, in the GU market was still quite bullish for me. Market was still in an uptrend. I was looking for the trend to continue. Now, I was looking for market either to come to this minor support or this major support here. So I was waiting for an entry somewhere around there. Very patient, waiting for that entry, got it at around 2 p.m. during New York, that's more into London, 4 hours into London session, or basically pre-New York open, okay? It's around, New York comes at 4:30, so I was just there anticipating. So when market came into London, so my general analysis for this, markets came lower into London session. Very important to pay attention to sessions. And then as the session was continuing, we got some slowdown. Market closed as a pin bar on the 1 hour, and that's where I got my entry. Now, if you look at that on the 4 hour, it was here. So I got this entry. It was a risky trade, so I got it quite below here, okay? It was around 21.26 9593, around that. That's where I got my entry, and I was looking for markets to come higher. As market closed like this as a pin bar, okay, as showing that rejection, I took another entry. So I broke even on the other one because I got a very low entry, broke even very fast. Then I got another re-entry again to enter that market. Okay, so you can see here as market closed here, you can see it was market coming to close. That was the 4 hour candlestick. I took another entry there. looking for markets to go higher. So I had a 2% risk on that one. One was break even, one was still at risk. So that's how I got that trade at around 4 p.m. So that's what I was looking for on that one, on GBP USD. Then yesterday I got another trade on the Dow Jones. So let me look for that. Let me show you what happened here. So same thing, almost same analysis. I was looking at the flag, looking for a certain key level to be respected. So I was waiting for it around here, waiting for markets to come a bit lower. That's why I got my entry and I took it to the upside. You can see I only took that trade on about 2-3 accounts. I didn't take it on all the accounts. I trade my accounts quite differently, so not all the time I'll execute all my trades on all the accounts. This one I just took on this one, on these 3 accounts. I have a 2.5k account, 35,000. This is a 35,000 pound. So it's a $50,000 account, but it's that 5,000 pound account. Wanted to try the pound account. I have that account with FTMO. So that's the one I took with that one, testing it out, and I have a 300k account as well. So markets came, I was looking for support at that level. You can see this is 38,600. Okay, so that's the entry I was looking at. Now if you look at that trade, I got it quite lower. So you can see I got my entry at 5 p.m. during New York session. So you can see now, this is important. Now look at this, because this is what I wanted to analyze and show you today. I am long-term on stock market, with the Dow Jones being my ultimate bullish trade. As I anticipate data tomorrow, that was yesterday, I was expecting today, for inflation and interest rates from the USA, I have already taken long-term positions on the Dow Jones. So market environment of low interest rates across the board, different central banks have begun cutting down on interest rates. Sooner or later, the US will follow suit, okay? If the United States, if the Feds cut the interest rates, it might be bearish news for the dollar, weakening it or something, okay? Weakening it and making it more attractive. Market structures also break into the bullish side. So you can see this is where I got my entry. This is how that flag looked like. Okay, I was looking for that. That's on the 1 hour. I got it a bit lower. I was looking at the 38,600, but markets ended up falling, so I got a much better entry and I got it a bit lower. Okay, now you can see also as I got that entry on the 4 hour, this is how it looks like. So I'm always on the daily chart. So the daily chart, I was looking at this support level. You see this support level, as market pushed it to that, I'm looking for this trend to continue to the upside. So I took that support entry on the lower time frame as a flag, and that's what I was looking for. So this is the 1 hour, this is the 4 hour, this is the daily. We had similar entries also on the US 500. Okay, and just to show you, this is for yesterday. You can see here 11th June at 5 p.m. okay, now you can see here US 500 also, I was quite bullish on them, but entry not attained. You can see I said entry not attained. I was looking still for the flag. I was looking for more of this support level to be attained, but market didn't get to that level. US 100 also, I was looking for the same. Okay, I was looking for this pattern, markets to come lower to get that entry to push higher. So what happened in the markets? Markets ended up shooting higher. So this is the one I was waiting for on US 500. Okay, markets ended up shooting up, so it was still a good flag. If you got that entry, if my students got it, that was still a very beautiful flag, and markets worked quite impeccably. I was waiting for lower entry. Now I'm very disciplined. I never force market. If market doesn't come to my ultimate entry, I'd rather just sit out of the market. But if you got an entry maybe there, or as market closed there, it was still a good rally and markets shot higher. Okay, now I'm always patient to wait for my entry, that to happen. US 100, the market didn't get to entry and still ended up shooting much higher, even if we didn't get to that ultimate entry point we were looking at. So let this load a bit. I think the internet is slow, but anyway, if I go back to this, okay, so I was looking for that. This market also ended up just shooting much higher, and we didn't get that entry, which is fine. Okay, at the same time, you don't have to be risking too much. Don't risk too much and have all your trades like you see 5 different opportunities, you start chasing all the 5 different opportunities, you want to trade all of them. No, take the market slowly, give it time. If the one that comes to entry point, take that one. If it doesn't come, then give it time. So still waiting for it to load over here. Sometimes it does this. So other than that, I had the other GU trade running. So this is what I had on this. Okay, now something very important, I want to show you my game plan for today morning, what had happened. Okay, so if I come back here, like I said, this one entry point wasn't attained. Okay, entry point wasn't attained. If I draw the flag here, okay, if I draw it here, you can see that was quite patient. Market didn't get to that entry point that I was looking for, which is totally fine. You can't force markets to give you an entry, and markets ended up shooting to the upside. You can see we are at all-time highs on this one, and you can see still market is pushing higher and higher. Okay, if you look at this one, market is up 1.53%. These are all-time highs. Okay, with inflation getting lower, interest rates getting lower, we can see this market moving quite high. Okay, so if I show you my game plan for today as the market loads a bit, now watch this. Now, when is today? I've showed you Monday and Tuesday my daily analysis. Now today, this is what I had. So look at this. So I knew inflation is coming out at 3:30 p.m. and interest rates are coming out are still yet to come out at 9 p.m. Hopefully you're able to watch this video before the interest rates come out. Okay, now all eyes on the dollar today. This is what I'm looking for. Number one, inflation. Okay, so I took this screenshot before inflation. I took this screenshot early in the morning. The expected forecast from institutions and people is that the inflation number will stay at 3.4. Okay, so if you look at this, the previous one was at 3.4 and the forecast was 3.4. Now, what was the actual one that was yet to come out today? However, if the numbers reduce, if the inflation reduces, it will show the effectiveness of the high interest rates at play. Remember, the high interest rates are where? If I zoom in here, look at the Federal Reserve interest rates coming out later on today at 9 p.m. They are at 5.5, 5.5. And ever since we got this top, you can see we're at around almost 9. It was above 7.5, around 8 point something. We've capped inflation more than half because of the high interest rates. Okay, so understand how the cause and effect. When this happens, it affects this. When this happens, it affects that. Now, if this happens, if the numbers reduce, it will show effectiveness of the high interest rates at play. If this happens, okay, it will lead to lead to show that the Feds are willing to start, okay, not mandatory, but they might reduce interest rates. Now, for me, since a lot of people are forecasting this, I was waiting for that 3:30 p.m. news, in that if it comes lower than expected, it will catch people unawares and it's going to be bearish data for the dollar. Okay, that is why I was very long on GU and long also on what is it called, the Dow Jones. Now look further what I said. Interest rates. Bank of Canada started rate cuts. They're the ones who did the first rate cuts. ECB followed suit. All of them cut their interest rates by 25 basis points. Will the Feds follow suit? Okay, that needs to be a question. If they do so, it will be bearish for the dollar, weakening it and making it more attractive to borrow. Okay, now this go back to banks, the basics, which will in turn be used to invest in the stock market and help companies grow, which will help the economy grow, causing it to move further up, causing the stock markets to move further up and the dollar to move further down. So the equation that I was looking at, lower inflation, which we got, okay, will lead to higher than expected, and we got lower inflation plus higher than expected employment. So if I come back a bit, so what happened? We got lower than expected interest rates. So like I said, what I was expecting, that is bearish data for the dollar. If I go back a bit, okay, just to show you a bit of these other datas, okay, the Bank of Canada interest rates. So you can see last week, the Bank of Canada had their interest rates at 5. They ended up lowering it to 4.75, 25 basis points. We got interest rates again from the ECB, Europe. It was at 4.5. They lowered it to 4.25, okay? Then non-farm payrolls, okay? Previous was 165. People were expecting it to be a positive 182,000, okay? Meaning that employment change had increased by 182,000 people more were employed. But what happened instead? Markets ended up coming at 272,000, which was positive news for the dollar. Okay, more people were employed into the workforce, into the non-farm employment. Okay, 100K more meant bullish information for the dollar, and that's why last week gold fell, Aussie dollar fell, Euro USD fell, GBP USD fell, alongside the dollar rising, amidst the dollar rising. So that was the thought process behind that. So if employment is getting higher, okay, This week we've gotten lower in inflation. Okay, it means the economy, what they are doing is actually working. More people are being employed, meaning the economy is actually getting better. Lower inflation numbers, which will lead to lower interest rates. Okay, and that is why you're seeing markets like these ones moving to an all-time high. The US 100, it is up 1.5%. Looking at the US 500, it is up 1.2%. All-time highs. If I zoom out and look at the daily chart, if you zoom out and look at the daily chart, look at this. These are all-time highs. Market has never been at those levels, okay? All-time highs. Looking at US 100, all-time highs, okay? Just look at that. Market is just continuing to rally. Now, my pair is lagging a bit behind. It is only up 0.35% for today. And that is why I said this is why it's my best buy, okay? I got an buy entry here, like I said earlier on the daily chart, this lower level, and this one hasn't yet come back to the previous higher levels, okay? We could get further corrections. I don't mind being wrong and timing entry, but if this is to work and this market is to follow suit, especially after the data comes out today, if data in the evening comes out, if the Feds end up lowering interest rates, this will be very bullish information for these markets to move up. But it is not guaranteed. Take everything with markets not as a guarantee. Anything can happen. It can come out better than expected or worse, okay? But that's what I'm expecting. I have a long-term position. My short-term position was attained. Okay, my short-term target, I always put my target, if you look at my trades most of the time, I have it maybe at a key level, at a turning point key level, like if you zoom out, this is the 4 hour, looking at that as a target, or if market doesn't reach there, my target is normally the previous attained high, which always causes market to turn, and that's what we're experiencing right now. Market normally gets that level. So my students, if you're watching this, you know what I mean by that. That target was attained, but this one I'm taking a risk and looking for long-term targets back to the previous ultimate high at $40,000. So I'm calling $40,000, which is about 1,200 pips from where we are, which is a good risk reward of 1.75. I have this trade running at risk free, so I've already broken even. If market turns against me, it's totally fine. I'll be looking for bigger picture. I'll be looking for better flags to be forming sooner or later. Sometimes market can turn into this and get a potential other flag like this. Still, if this happens and markets come down, I come out at break even, shows me an entry here, I'm going to take that trade to run higher with that trade. So that's what I'm watching. Okay, and that's what we're waiting for today. So if inflation comes out later, interest rates comes out lower than expected, that is what I'm expecting, because most people are expecting it to remain, and it can remain, which is still fine, which is still continuing to curb the inflation, unemployment, and all that. But if it remains, there's a high chance it might push the Dow Jones and the ones that are running at ultimate highs a bit lower, because it's making it harder for people to borrow money, pushing it lower. So that's what I'm watching. Gold markets are rallying. You can see we went above this level. Okay, markets had come all the way to 22.89, around that level, 82.87. We fell 1,000 pips here. This is the trade that I talked about on Monday, how they spiked me out, went to target, which is totally fine. You sleep on it the next week, get new opportunities. I got that opportunity, made a very good return on those trades. If you look at that GU that I took, okay, just look at it. So I got my entry below here. I got two entries, okay, if you remember well. On the 1 hour, I got a lower one down here. Okay, I got a lower one down here, and I got another re-entry when I said on the 4 hour after market closed, I got another one. So I had this one trade that made about 3.2%, took another trade, made about 2.8%. So combined of those two, I made about 6% or something from Monday to today. So it was quite a good return, and markets have broken high, continued moving in the direction of the trend. Look at that, 4 hour higher lows, markets are continuing, and that's how I normally trade. Okay, so the other pairs, that's what I'm just looking for. Euro USD also started rallying. You can see as market came lower, we got support, markets pushed to the upside. So I'm also waiting to see what will happen later on with the Feds. No pattern forming here, so I'll be quite patient to see what happens. USD dollar index, also this is the level, shorting level. If you remember my data analysis up here, you can see this is what I was looking at. This was my shorting level. You can see that key level. I was expecting markets to move lower, and that is exactly what we got here, and that's what's long on the other pairs. So I'll be watching my US 30 today, see what will happen during the Feds. My US 500, it's already ultimate high. So these entries were entertained, but it's totally fine. Gold, I've already talked about it. Looking at it on the 1 hour chart, market really spiked when news came out. I was looking for a flag here also, but I didn't get any clear entries. It's good I didn't get anything because I avoided it. This turned into a loser. I didn't get any clear entry. This was sort of a flag, a good one, but I didn't get any entry, so I didn't get anything on that trade, which is good because last week I got a trade on gold. Gold spiked out, market went to target. This week, got sort of this flag. It wasn't a clear entry, avoided it, didn't lose any money. Aussie dollar got a flag pattern, okay? Got this flag pattern. You can see this flag pattern on the bigger picture. Markets came down, we got this impulse, got support at this level, and markets pushed to the upside. Same thing happening on USD CAD, but I didn't trade this too because I didn't want to have too much exposure. I already had it on Dow Jones and I had it on GBP USD, so I didn't come and trade this one. That would have been too much exposure, which is totally fine. So those are short position here, short sell, a flag pattern. If you look at it, this is one on the 4 hour. There's a better one on the 1 hour, a different one on the 1 hour. So let's put this strictly on the 4 hour. Okay, there we go. Then there's this one on the 1 hour. Okay, there we go. We had that one. There we go. Okay, so that was another flag opportunity to short that market. So for me, if this one, maybe if you get some correction, then I'll be looking maybe for a pattern to form here. If it doesn't break above this level, forms a good pattern, then I'll be looking to short that pair to the downside to get lower levels to the downside, especially if they lower interest rates. So that's just a look. What happened to US oil? Let's look at US oil. What happened to this? Market has been rallying up. This was a good trade, actually. This was a good cut trade. I don't trade that pattern, but I was looking at it and I had analyzed it. It was a good trade. So markets have been moving lower. It broke structure to the upside. This is what we call an exhaustive move, okay? It broke structure to the upside, which is sort of initiating bullish buys, okay? You can see market was forming lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Got a double top. Markets moved lower, broke structure, so we're looking for buys. What happened? Market moved strongly to the downside. Now, that's what we call an exhaustive move, and that's why you're seeing it moving back up quite quickly. So also this one long term, maybe we can see markets continuing to the upside as well. USD JPY markets fell as well. Okay, so you can see now I'm just looking at markets generally. Another part, this is USD JPY. I'm not a big fan of this pair, trust me. I just don't like this pair. I don't know why. There are flags that form, but I'm just the Japanese yen pairs have never been my thing. I think it did something, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it. Bitcoin was also forming sort of a flag pattern, which I wanted to show yesterday, but I didn't get the time to show that analysis. But there's a flag pattern here as well. You can see this. Let me go to the daily chart. When I'm looking at cryptocurrency, I pay attention to the daily chart. The lower time frames, 4 hour, quite choppy. This is on crypto. The 4 hour to me is like trading the 15 minutes. Honestly, on the currencies, it's too volatile. It's too quick. A lot of spikes here and there, so I'm not that strong on this one. So I think I shared this a few weeks back. We had this analysis. This flag pattern still the same. You can still got those ultimate lows here. And I remember when I got these lows, I actually bought Solana and Filecoin. Now cash, mostly Solana. Bought a couple of Solana at that level using that strategy, the flag strategy. So you can see here. So I bought here. So markets broke out of the flag pattern. I always look for whether market can come to a support level. That's what we came to. And I got some buys here. You can even see I said bought. If you look at this picture, I took a screenshot of that data. I locked it here. Let's see. So you can see if I zoom in, you can get to see that I ended up buying at around 140, 143, and I'm looking for these markets to move much higher back to the 200s, and that is where my target will be on the Solana trade that I have. So basically that's it for me. Bitcoin, that flag is happening. Still looking for markets to move further up to the upside. Reach targets at around, what are my targets? Wait. Just a sec, markets are loading a bit. But anyway, that was what I'm watching on the pairs that I have, the ones that I've showed you. Hope you've enjoyed that analysis. So let's wait and see. So learn to mix fundamentals together with fundamentals and technicals. You'll have a much better edge, much better understanding, and that's it. So right now is 6:40. You have about 1 hour, 20 minutes for data to come out from the Feds. So let's wait on that, and I hope you get to watch this video before that. So click on it, share with anyone who wants to watch it, and let's continue to await what comes out from the Fed. Like I said, take everything I said. It's not financial advice. Anything can happen. Bitcoin can either fall even lower back to 50,000. That trade that I have can turn and become a loser. So trade the market to your own personal risk. And what you said, what I say is not cast on stone. Anything can happen. Like I said, strong opinions weakly held. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that. My laptop was hanging a bit, but I hope you enjoyed that. So let's wait and see what happens later on today at inflation. Enjoy the video, like, share, and let anyone who you think is interested to watch and learn and understand. But other than that, everything I taught here, we teach deeper when it comes to our classes here at Financial Hub. So if you want to learn more about what we teach, we're located at Lavington Mall, Chandarana Building, 4th floor, and hit me up. Comes here soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys becoming better traders. So like I always say, stay woke, stay financially literate. See you soon. Peace.